code an entire game in Python? Uh, so it depends on what you're trying to do. And I appreciate the question. Wait, that's my wife. That's my wife. Okay, get out of here. Yeah, I see you laughing. So you missed this earlier, but there was like a pre-stream chat where my wife and I were on, and she created an account just to troll me while I was, yeah. I was about, and one thing she laughs at me about is how I answer. It's like she will ask me a question like entirely out of left field that's like entirely like theoretical or what's the term, hypothetical, and I'll just answer completely serious, like it's as if a what if article, like, is it possible to build a 1-billion-story skyscraper or something, and I'll just like, well, if you wanted to do that, it's like she tries to just see if just like I'm in those modes of like, so I was about to answer seriously. So if you were a stranger, I would be like, my priority is that you feel encouraged. But as my, as someone who is a Python programmer, my wife, I would say no. You know how you work with Python all the time. You know how bad it is. But anyway, no, it's whatever gets you. In all seriousness, there's a lot of gatekeeping in this community. Don't get a. Don't allow people to discourage you from doing what you want to do. If you want to make a game in Python, do it. If you want to make a web-based game using JavaScript or make something in C# or Scratch for that matter, whatever gets your foot in the door. And whatever gets you learning, let that journey be your own and nobody else's. However, there are things that are facts, right? So, for instance, things that are structuring your data in such a way that is cache friendly is going to be faster to access those things than if they were not cache friendly. Another example is exception handled code is orders of magnitude slower than non-exception handled code. Like, those things are facts. You can't get around those. If your goal is to live within that realm of performance, those are some things you need to keep in mind. But if you just want to get something, do something that gets your feet off the ground, gets you learning, small steps, right? Because, and a really good example of this, like, look up this is freaking hilarious. The source code release for Yandere Simulator, the code is so bad. It is hilariously bad. But the game itself is, like, hilarious as well. It's like they did things for, like, imagine a permutation of every single face that a clock could have, like a digital clock. Oh yeah, the Yandere Simulator, you heard of it. Like, look up the videos of people reviewing. I think it was like a programmer reviews the source code for Yandere Simulator, and the thing that stood out to me was what they did for clock faces. Like, imagine a digital clock. There's like nested if statements for literally every single digit that could be on that clock. It's insanity. And it's like, why couldn't they have just made like a hash table that's like, if the clock reads this, have just a hard-coded table that retrieves the proper asset? It's like, there's probably a better way to do it, but it's like, I can tell you that's somewhere in the middle. Like in terms of like not, it's like may not be the best, but it's sure as hell not the worst thing. So anyway, but Yandere Simulator is such a hilariously, like it's good in that it's really really funny, and people have, there's an entire community built around it. So, and that's a game made in Unity in and entirely C sharp. Don't let people tell you what you can't do. You know, um, it's just like keep in mind the things that like there's certain things where performance lives. If you want to make things extremely performant, there's things you're going to have to consider. But if not, I say whatever keeps you productive, whatever keeps you happy, and don't listen to any gatekeepers out there. Their priority should be getting more people into the hobby, not keeping them out of it. So that's what I have to say about that. And on that note, I'm going to take a quick comfort break, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes, okay? I'm going to go ahead and set a timer, or not 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But such a great conversation. So, yeah, give me like 5 minutes, and I'll be right back, okay?